Hi, the Lonely Buccaneer here. And today, let's start with the story of one of my friend. He's a salesman. Believe it or not, he sells bicycle door to door. And one day, he was trying to talk a farmer into buying one, but the farmer was very resistant. The farmer said, "Shh, I'd rather spend my money on a cow than your bicycle." "Ah," my friend replied, "think how silly you'd look riding around on a cow." The farmer retorted, "Not near as silly as I'd look trying to milk a bicycle." Laughing at him, the farmer then closed the door on him. My friend that day was very sad. It was his first customer on his first day of job. Okay, this is not a real story, but keep watching. Because whether it's a job interview, going up to a girl, or trying out for a sport team, we all have that fear of being rejected, and we all know the pain. In this video, we're talking about how to conquer that fear of rejection. And all ideas are inspired by the book Rejection Proof by Jia Jiang. Just to give you a little background about the author, he was devastated after being rejected by an investor and felt paralyzed. So he decided to tackle his fear, and for the next 100 days, he challenged himself to make silly requests and wait to be rejected. During his journey, he inspired many people and came up with 3 simple tips to cope with rejection. The first one that we tend to forget is that rejection will always happen. No matter whom we are or what we do, eventually people will say no to us. But it also works the other way around. If we're used to get rejected, eventually we will get a yes. Just to put this into perspective, and since I'm always talking about book, J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, was rejected 12 times before getting a publisher. The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank, 15 times. Stephen King was rejected 30 times for Carrie. And The Help by Kathryn Stockett was rejected 60 times. Can you believe that? 60 times! So the next time that someone refuses you something, simply think, if it's not him or her, someone else is going to give me that opportunity. Which leads us to our next point. Don't take it personal. I know it's easier said than done, so let's say I ask a girl on a date and she clearly rejected me. It's pretty hard to blame it on the economy or Barack Obama. The girl rejected me as the person that I am. That's why it's harder to not take it personal. But take it this way. Instead of thinking she doesn't like me as a human being, I would think rejection is an opinion, not a statement of failure. It's heavily influenced by historical context, personal bias, cultural difference, and other psychological factors such as mood. All that to say, based on the statistical data and the detailed analysis of her body language, it was either not the right time or she doesn't feel that we can be a match. But either way, we can always try a different approach, and if not, like people say, there are plenty of mermaids in the sea. And life is beautiful, so be tough and move on. I might sound overly optimistic, but I see life as full of opportunity. I think I had my fair share of rejection as anybody else, and I realized that different people will respond to the exact same request in different ways. And when one person rejects us, it doesn't mean that we're a failure. Like this example, one of the author's challenge was to find a job in one day, and without a doubt, in his first 2 attempts, he was rejected by the office manager, and one even gave him a lesson about why he couldn't just drop by and apply for a job. Surprisingly, at the 3rd attempt, the author met a really friendly manager who offered him a job at the technology firm on the spot. So if you're curious, I put a link to the video. And now let's recap. To conquer the fear of rejection, we must acknowledge that rejection will happen. Then, learn to not take it personally. Finally, life is full of opportunity, so be tough and move on. And please, don't reject me, subscribe to my channel, and until next time, I hope I brought you one step closer to your brighter self.